little clip I'm about to show you, Krystal, has gone viral. The kids say. The kids say this has been very viral. And it's one of the intellectual giants of the right, I like to call her. Her name is Lauren Boebert. And when she's not running a restaurant that gives people violent diarrhea, you know that story, right?
I think the restaurant closed, though, now.
Probably because it was giving people violent diarrhea, I would guess.
That would be a good reason for it to close.
Well, anyway, when she's not running that restaurant, which now apparently is closed, she's trying to play a nice little political gotcha moment going after some D.C. officials here. So check it out. Is Lauren Boebert going after a D.C. official, and she face plants.
Mr. Allen, based on these statistics, I would like to talk to you about some other things that are going on here in Washington, D.C., specifically an initiative that you led. In November of 2022, you led the charge to reform D.C.'s crime laws. Is that correct?
I chaired the committee that proposal came through.
You led this charge, yes, sir. And these changes are now law here in D.C., correct?
Do you mean the revised criminal code?
Yes.
No, those are not the law.
Those are not the law. The
revised criminal code was rejected by...
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I'm talking to Mr. Allen.
Yes,
Mr. Allen, did you or did you not decriminalize public urination in Washington, D.C.? Did you lead the charge to do so?
No, the revised criminal code left that as a criminal charge.
Did you lead the charge to decriminalize public urination in Washington, D.C.?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever vote in favor of decriminalizing public urination in Washington, D.C.?
The revised criminal code that was passed by the council.
Did you ever support?
Kept it as a criminal offense.
And you support this?
I voted for it, yeah.
You voted to keep it as a criminal offense?
That's correct. The full council did.
We have records that show that you were in favor of removing that criminal offense and allowing public urination.
No,
Is that something that you intend to pursue in the future?
No, the legislation that you're referring to that came from the Criminal Code Reform Commission changed public urination from a criminal to a civil offense. The council then changed that to maintain it as a criminal offense at the request of the mayor.
Thank you, I yield.
Oh.
Look, it's a cautionary tale. That's why you should never do gotcha politics. Because I'm sure she read that on some shitty far-right blog where they were purporting...
Or her aide did and put it in front of her, yeah.
Reported it as a matter of fact. Like, this guy wanted to make it legal for you to piss in the street. And so she was just like, I got him. I'm going to nail him on this one. And that's what happens, bro. That's when you have like a caricatured straw man version of the opposition and then you try to like nail him on that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what happens when you're just wrong? What happens then?
She was aiming for a viral moment.
Yes.
And she got one.
She got one. That is true. She got one. I love how at every point he was like, no. Did you?
That's not
no.
Right. No, I didn't.
No.
Do you want to do that? No. My personal favorite is how confident she is going in. You can see she's like sort of like boosting herself, like, oh, I got him on this one.
Exactly.
Like, here we go. It's game time, and just complete face plant. Astonishing and astounding and amazing to watch.
Well, that's why they always say, like, whoever doesn't want to be a leader usually should be the leader. And the people who can't wait to jump in front of the parade and get their face out there. It's like, because then you get people like that. They're cocky, overconfident, arrogant.
Do you think that urinating in public should be a criminal offense? Or civil? He was saying it.
It depends what the punishment is. Like, I'm sure even if it is a criminal offense, right, that the punishment is just like a fine, right? You could have a criminal offense where it's a fine, no?
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is, right?
I guess.
I mean, we have to look it up to get the exact facts on this, but I don't think you're spending time in jail if you get caught peeing in public. You'll just get like a ticket or something, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, so that's fair to me.
Okay.
That's fair to me. I mean, I understand.
Did you support it? Would you support it? Did you lead the charge? Have you ever talked about that? She just kept like, let me ask it a different way and see if I can get what I'm looking for here.
I understand the point of like, if you lessen the charge, you will probably incentivize just more pissing in public, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be at epidemic levels where, you know, you're walking down the street and suddenly Grandma Barbara's over there like squatting. Like, that's not going to happen, right? But I do understand you don't want to like incentivize it, you know what I mean? But you also don't want to go too harsh, or what are you going to give somebody a year in prison because they pissed in public? It was an emergency. Like, I pissed on the side of the road driving on I-95 when I can't get to the bathroom. This is clearly
aimed at homeless population.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's what it is. It's aimed at, and it's like, you know, you guys can just authorize funding to go to better facilities and put a roof over everybody's head. And by the way, there's been a number of studies that show that if you give homeless people a roof over their head, it saves money in the long run.
Yeah.
Because you don't have all these issues where it's in and out of jail, in and out of prison, in and out of the hospital, in and out of here and there, and run-ins with the cops and all this stuff. You know, apart from being a moral and ethical disaster, it also is financially, the numbers keep ticking up and up and up. So you can address it and save money. This is something we've known for a very long time, but there's no will to do it because there is no homeless lobby where, like, you know, homeless people have big moneyed interests who get to go to Washington and say, like, we're going to pay you politicians to help the homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I am going to attempt to analyze this on a deeper level, which is a struggle to do, I think there's something to be said here about how the right's approach to what is truly an epidemic of unhoused people in like every major city in the country, which is like morally unconscionable, in my opinion, especially in a wealthy nation, rather than wanting to actually deal with that issue, they just
criminalize.
They want to criminalize it, and they also want to paint it as like, oh, you liberals just want to like make everybody pee in the street or whatever.
Moral failing on individuals' parts.
Exactly.
As opposed to a systemic economic failure.
Paint every city like it's just, you know, some hellscape falling apart and, you know, homeless people peeing on every corner or whatever. So I think it speaks to that instinct among the right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, your got you moment failed. So.
Yes.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.